Hi guys, this is Lucy Bisong, and I'm here to make a report for my sociology class about matters that should be addressed by sociology in the United States. I have three top, and I'm gonna go with number one, racism; number two, the LGBTQ; and number three, abortion. Now, with number one being racism, besides the fact that I'm a black person in the United States, this does not only have to deal with the black race. Okay, so I feel like, and I know, and it's obvious that racism doesn't have a jail time. I don't think it does. And if it does, it's going to be like not even a maximum sentence. Now, there's a lot of people. The only time a racist person gets jail time is if they actively physically act towards someone, and most of the times they go scot-free, except if you exercise violence to a person because of the color of their skin, or to a group of people because of the color of their skin. That's the only time you're going to get jail time. Now, I feel like it's been like 5 years recently, 5 to like 4 years, that racist behavior is getting any backlashes just because of social media. If you go online and search top five racist moments, the only reason that these people get backlashes is because the people that's handling the affairs don't want to be deemed racist as well. I feel like racism does not have like us, not only towards black people, even though that's the those are the maximum that's the maximum race, that's the highest race that racism has been exercised against. Not only black people, we have the Latinos, we have the Middle Easterns, we have the Asians, and most of the times white people as well. It is true, while it is true that white people cannot experience racism, some people are like bad to white people or discriminate against them because of the color of their skin, which should not be allowed. I feel like every race should come together as one, even though it's understandable and justifiable as to why some people act like that towards white, especially black people, the way they act like that towards white people because of past experiences. Every race should come together as one, and I feel like there should be a jail time deemed to just racist people. It doesn't matter all the sundown counties or states should like face an amount of, what do you call it, an amount of jail sentence just because of how they're acting. And then I feel like every neighborhood, doesn't matter if it's mixed with, if it's just a group of black people or a group of white people or a group of Hispanic people. It is true that sometimes culture has to be preserved, but in order for the country to how do I say this, move forward, there have to be some sort of like, mixture. I'm not going to say mixture, I'm going to say unity. That's the word. Have to be a sort of unity in most of these like places for the country to move forward. That's my take on racism and how it should be, how do I say it? How it should be faced by sociology in this country. Second off, I'm gonna go with the LGBTQ. Now, I believe that if my personal take on this is all the parades and everything else should stop. The reason I'm saying this is because that's like my only take I have on the LGBTQ, my negative take I have on the LGBTQ. Now, I understand they have a whole month for it, which is great. I am pro the month, it being the month of June. I am pro that. But the parades, I think, should stop because to a certain extent, every year I'm new to the States. I've been here for 4 years, and for every year that I watch the parade, because I have gay friends. I have, my best friend. I was best friends with someone that was in the community. I support her and everything, and I support that. The reason I say the parade should stop is because people take it like a step far. You understand, if that makes sense? They take it and they drag it. Now there's like older men in their 60s, they're parading down the streets, and that's inappropriate. You cannot be showing kids that. And then you have kids picking out the window and seeing that. That is something that should not be allowed. Now, I would say there should be a control, because I believe that there are people just like us. There's some, I believe there's some states in the United States that ban, like, the marriage of two homosexuals, or, I think that is uncalled for, because they're not gonna harm anyone. As far as the two parties are consent, they consented, that's completely fine, because they're not harming anybody. And most of the times, this causes a lot of like issues, because there's gonna be a man, he's gonna get a wife and everything, but the whole time he is a homosexual. And now it's gonna, like, when the wife finds out, it's gonna cause a lot of issues. Then the divorce rate in the United States is gonna shoot. It's gonna skyrocket, just because the society hasn't accepted the LGBTQ. And all this to say that it should be allowed, because it's not harming like anybody, as long as the two parties are consented for this. It should be allowed. But like, I would not go as far as saying stop the parades, but I feel like there should be some sort of control. If you're walking down the streets naked or indecent, there's kids going down the same street as well, you should do what you're doing, but let it be appropriate. That's gonna be my take on the LGBTQ. And I feel like, and again, like I said, I feel like it should be legal in every state, just because it doesn't, what two people should do with your life does not concern the third person. So I don't see why it is not, like, the marriage is not legal, or I don't see why other people have concerns with it. Now, my third, last but not the least, is abortion. I feel like a woman should have a say with what to do with her her body. Now, it is quite, I feel like the repercussions that they have about pregnancies, I feel like that is great. I feel like it is good, because if you don't want a kid, if you don't want to get pregnant or something like that willingly, and you go out of your way willingly, your cycle and everything, and then you put yourself in that situation and you get pregnant, the causes for that should be high. But I feel like it should not be banned. Like, abortion should not be banned at all, especially if I saw this news article that a doctor got jail time because she helped a 10-year-old that was raped. She helped a 10-year-old that was raped get an abortion. That doesn't even make sense. You should not do that to someone that's trying to help another person, because that's a child. What's that child going to do with another child? You feel me? Like, they've been on earth for 10 years. I've been on earth for 19 years, and I cannot have a baby because I feel like I'm still a child. Imagine a 10-year-old and all that trauma about the child having a whole baby, that the baby that's being born is not going to have a healthy life. And then they might put the child up for, like, adoption and stuff. Look at the kids that are in the foster system. They're not being treated well. I'm not going to call it, because I don't know anybody in the foster system, but there's kids in the foster system that are not being treated right at all. You want to, like, I feel like the attention that is being brought on abortion should be shifted to the kids in the foster system, because as much as Americans or people that are they're like people that are against abortion, as much as they would like to turn a blind eye to that, there's kids in the foster system that need more attention to that. All this to say that abortion, like, I feel like the measures, because plan B, I think, is $50. That's money. That's half 100. People, before taking actions, before putting themselves in a situation where they're not protected and they could get pregnant, they're going to think, oh, the plan B is this amount, and then they're going to be like, okay, let me protect myself. But I know that there's no way that someone would willingly get pregnant and be like, oh, let me get pregnant and go abort the child, because they're not willing. Nobody wants to go through that phase. So I feel like abortion should not be a topic. Don't discuss it. That's a woman's body, especially discussed by men. Most of the people that want to overturn Roe v. Wade in the 50 states are mostly men, and I feel like they should have no say in the body of a woman, because most of the times she doesn't want to keep the child. The man want to keep the child. They're not the person that's gonna have the whole 9 months, or sometimes they go 10, go through labor, body dysmorphia, postpartum depression, if I'm saying that right. They're not going to go through all of this, so let the women decide. And I feel like it should not be a topic. It should not even be a topic of consideration. If you get pregnant and you want to get rid of the child, first of all, it's not a child, it's a fetus. You cannot kill a child in your womb. That's going to risk your life. So that should not be a topic of conversation. And I feel like the plan Bs should like get cranked up to, I'm gonna say, like $60 or more. So when they're putting themselves in such situations, they should know, oh, if I keep going down like this, I'm gonna get pregnant, blah blah blah, and then they're gonna have to spend money. I think that alone would make them think about their actions. But I think abortion should not be a topic of conversation, especially by men who want to decide what women can do with their body. This is going to be the end of my video. And again, this is my personal take on it, and everybody is entitled to their own ideas. So thank you.